Hello, and a very warm welcome to our peaceful corner of the internet. Thank you so much for carving out a little bit of your precious time to sit with us today.
Yes, a very warm, genuine welcome back to absolutely everyone listening. We know your days are incredibly busy and your schedule is probably full of demands and noise, so we are truly grateful you decided to slow down, take a deep breath, and practice your English with us right now.
I am Emma.
And I am Henry. This is your safe, comfortable, and completely stress-free space to improve your English through real, honest conversations about daily life. And today, we are talking about how you present yourself to the world.
We really are. Whether you are walking your dog in the park right now, washing the dirty dishes in your kitchen, or maybe you're just commuting on a crowded, noisy train, we see you, we understand you, and we are so happy you're here with us.
We absolutely are. Before we dive into our main topic today, Emma, I have to ask, how are you genuinely feeling today? Like really, how is your day going?
I am doing very well, Henry. I am actually feeling a very specific type of tired today, but it is a good tired.
Oh, a good tired. I know exactly what you mean. It's that physical feeling when your brain is completely full and your body is heavy, but you feel very satisfied because you actually did something meaningful and productive with your day.
Exactly. It's like your physical brain is begging you to stop and go to sleep, but your heart is whispering, just take one more step, you're doing great. It's a satisfying exhaustion. How about you, Henry? How is your day going?
My day is good, but I actually had a slightly embarrassing communication moment this morning. I sent a very short email to a brand new client, and when I read it again later, I completely panicked.
Oh no, the classic email panic. We've all been there. What exactly happened?
Well, I was trying to sound very professional, very confident, and very much like a strict, capable leader. I really wanted to impress this new client. But when I read the email an hour later, I realized I did not sound like a friendly leader at all. I sounded like an angry, cold robot.
Ah, yes. You tried to sound simple and confident, but you accidentally deleted all of your natural human warmth. You sounded like a strict boss who was upset about something.
Exactly. The English grammar in the email was completely perfect. There were absolutely no spelling mistakes, but the human feeling behind the words was completely wrong. It felt cold and distant. And honestly, Emma, that is the perfect introduction to our main topic today.
It really is. Today, we're talking about the deep psychological art of communication. We're not just talking about using correct English grammar or passing a test. We're talking about how to speak confidently, how to sound like a true leader, but most importantly, how to keep your humanity and your warmth while you do it.
This is such a vital, important conversation for anyone speaking a second language. Because when we learn English, we often think we have to put on a heavy, fake mask to be respected. We create a completely different second language persona.
Yes, we really do. We watch business movies and television shows, and we see corporate leaders acting very strict, using big, complicated vocabulary words and never showing any real emotion. So we naturally think, if I want native speakers to respect my English, I must act exactly like that.
But what actually happens when you try to act like a strict, emotionless movie character in a real office, or a real coffee shop, or a real video meeting?
You end up sounding completely unnatural. You sound robotic. People might understand your advanced vocabulary perfectly, but they do not feel connected to you at all. And true leadership, true natural confidence, is entirely based on human connection.
Exactly. Real, effective leaders do not build massive iron walls around themselves to look strong. Real leaders know how to build bridges. So, how do we actually do this? How do we speak with leadership confidence without sounding aggressive, arrogant, or robotic?
Our very first tip is about deeply understanding a beautiful concept called vulnerability.
Vulnerability. That is a very powerful, very deep word in modern psychology.
It is. A lot of people believe that being vulnerable means being weak or fragile. They think if you admit you do not know a specific word in English, or if you admit you made a small mistake at work, people will instantly lose respect for you.
But in reality, the exact opposite is true. True vulnerability is the ultimate sign of quiet, deep confidence. It takes massive courage to look at a colleague and say, "I am still learning how to use this new software. Could you please help me understand it?"
Exactly. When you speak with a little bit of vulnerability, you instantly become human. You become relatable. The people listening to you suddenly relax their shoulders because they realize you are not trying to be perfect. You're just being a real person.
However, we need to be very, very careful here, Emma, because there's a massive, dangerous difference between healthy vulnerability and oversharing.
Yes, there absolutely is. Oversharing is a very common trap, especially when we are nervous. Let us explain the difference using a clear visual metaphor. I like to call it the window versus the open house.
The window versus the open house. I'm picturing a beautiful, cozy house right now. Tell me more.
I want you to imagine that your personal life, your struggles, and your deep emotions are all inside a house. Healthy vulnerability is simply opening the curtains on the front window. You let people outside see a little bit of the warm light inside. You show them you are human.
So opening the curtains is saying something simple and honest like, "I'm feeling a little tired today because I did not sleep well, but I am very excited for this meeting." That's vulnerable, but it's completely safe and professional.
Exactly. It builds instant trust. But oversharing is completely different. Oversharing is unlocking the front door, opening it wide, and aggressively inviting a total stranger to walk into your messy bedroom and look at all your dirty clothes.
Oh, wow, yes. That makes people feel incredibly uncomfortable. They don't know how to react to that.
Oversharing is when you meet a brand new colleague or a new client, and within 5 minutes of saying hello, you're telling them about your terrible divorce, your deep childhood trauma, or how much you absolutely hate your boss. It's way too much heavy information too fast with the completely wrong person.
Exactly. Vulnerability builds professional trust and connection. Oversharing completely destroys professional boundaries. A confident leader knows exactly how to open the window without ever opening the entire house.
That is so beautifully said, Henry, which naturally brings us to our second tip for speaking like a true leader. It's about exactly how you establish and protect those boundaries. We call this the velvet rope technique.
The velvet rope? Like the soft, heavy red ropes you see at a very expensive museum, a VIP section, or a glamorous movie premiere.
Yes, exactly like those. When you go to a famous museum and you see a priceless, beautiful painting, there's usually a thick, soft velvet rope right in front of it. The rope is beautiful, it looks elegant, and it's soft to touch.
But the message of the velvet rope is incredibly clear to everyone. It softly, quietly says, "Please do not cross this line. Do not touch the art."
Exactly. When we want to protect our valuable time at work, or when we genuinely need to say no to someone, we often think we need to build a massive, aggressive iron wall. We think we need to sound angry or strict so people will actually listen to us.
We send aggressive emails that sound like an angry robot, just like I did this morning to my client.
But a truly confident leader never needs an iron wall. They use a velvet rope. They have the ability to say no with a warm smile, a soft, calm tone of voice, and elegant English vocabulary.
Can you give our listeners a real-life example of a velvet rope sentence?
Of course. Let us imagine a colleague asks you to do their work for them. Instead of aggressively saying, "I am too busy, I cannot help you with this project," which is an iron wall, you use a velvet rope and say, "I would absolutely love to help you with this, but my schedule is completely full this week. Let us check again on Monday."
That is brilliant. It is kind, it is polite, but the boundary is incredibly firm. You completely protected your time, but you kept a professional relationship warm and safe. That is true leadership communication.
And our third and final tip today is about deeply owning your personal identity.
Identity. This is a massive emotional topic for English learners around the entire world.
It really is. So many highly intelligent, wonderful students come to us and say, "Emma, please help me completely erase my accent. I want to sound exactly like an American or a British person so people will finally respect me at work."
They think their natural accent is a mistake. They view it as a dark stain on their professional shirt that they desperately need to wash out.
But we completely 100% disagree with that. Your accent is not a mistake, and it is not a lack of intelligence. Your accent is a beautiful physical stamp on your passport. It is absolute proof that you have traveled, that you have studied for hundreds of hours, and that your brain is powerful enough to hold two entire worlds inside it.
That is a wonderful, empowering way to view it. A true, confident leader works hard to speak clearly so people can understand them easily, yes, but they never, ever try to hide where they came from.
Exactly. Your unique background, your rich culture, and your personal story are exactly what make you an interesting, memorable leader. Do not try to be a perfect blank robot. Own your beautiful identity.
You are doing wonderfully just by showing up to listen, reflect, and learn with us today. Now, before we finish our time together, let us slow down our pace even more and take our calm word tour.
This truly is my favorite part of the entire episode. This is the quiet, safe moment where we review some of the beautiful, useful, and slightly advanced vocabulary we used in today's chat. Just relax your tired shoulders, take a deep, slow breath, and let the English meanings settle deeply into your memory.
Our first word today is vulnerability.
Vulnerability. This is a beautiful, deeply powerful noun. Vulnerability means being real, honest, and brave enough to show your true feelings, your human weaknesses, or your professional mistakes, even when it feels a little bit scary and uncomfortable.
For example, you could say, the experienced manager spoke with great vulnerability when she admitted to her team that she did not know the answer. Or, showing honest vulnerability actually builds deep trust with your friends. Vulnerability.
Our next highly useful concept is oversharing.
Oversharing. This is the negative, uncomfortable opposite of healthy vulnerability. Oversharing means sharing far too much personal, private, or dramatic information too quickly, usually with someone you do not know very well. It makes the listener feel very awkward.
For instance, talking heavily about your deep medical problems on a first date is definitely oversharing. Or, she deeply regretted oversharing her family drama with her new boss at the office party. Oversharing. Our third important word is identity. Identity. This is a profound, deeply human word. Your identity is who you truly are at your core. It is your name, your rich cultural background, your personal history, and your deep sense of self. It is what makes you entirely unique in the world.
For example, my accent and my native language are a massive part of my cultural identity. Or when a global company respects your true identity, you feel much safer and seen at work. Identity.
Next, we use the beautiful visual phrase, a velvet rope.
A velvet rope. Velvet is a very soft, expensive, luxurious fabric. So metaphorically, setting a velvet rope means creating a personal boundary or saying no to someone in a way that is incredibly polite, soft, and elegant, but still very firm and clear.
For instance, the elegant project leader used a velvet rope to politely decline the invitation without offending anyone in the room. Or, you do not need to shout and get angry. Just use a velvet rope to protect your weekend time. Velvet rope.
And finally, we talked about sounding robotic.
Robotic. This is a very descriptive adjective. If a person sounds robotic, it means they are speaking in a very cold, mechanical way, without any human emotion, without warmth, or without natural rhythm. They sound exactly like a computer reading a script.
For example, he was so incredibly nervous during the big presentation that his voice sounded completely robotic. Or, do not memorize your speech perfectly or you will sound robotic. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. Robotic.
Wonderful. That completely concludes our Calm Word Tour for today. Please remember, you absolutely do not need to perfectly memorize all of these complex expressions right now.
Just choose one single word or phrase from this list that connected with your heart or your personal communication style today, and try to use it in your mind or write it in a notebook this week. Let the words sit with you slowly.
And speaking of writing, we have a very small, friendly piece of homework for you tonight. We want you to go down to the comments section below the video and use one of our new words to make your own sentence.
Yes, for example, you could write, I am trying to show more vulnerability at work this month. Or, I used a velvet rope to say no to my friend today.
It absolutely does not have to have perfect grammar. It just has to be real, honest, and written by you. You are still learning, and making mistakes is the whole point of this beautiful journey.
We generally read every single one of your comments. We see your amazing progress, and we celebrate your small wins with you, exactly like two friends cheering for you from the side of the road.
Thank you so much for trusting us with your English education and also with your quiet, valuable time today. Remember, you do not need to sound like a perfect, cold robot to be a respected leader. The world needs your unique, warm, human voice.
Take a massive, deep breath, relax your tired shoulders, and give yourself a little credit for today. You showed up, you listened, you grew.
And we will be right here next time, ready to talk, laugh, and explore the beautiful world of language with you in our quiet corner. I'm Emma.
And I'm Henry. Take very good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.